Welcome, brothers and sisters, to a Werewolf Wednesday here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. I'm your host, Dave C.S. Thank you for those who tune in over stream, Facebook, YouTube, and for those who follow my show of TikToks under HCS895. How's everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody's doing well. I was feeling a little bit winded, a little bit tired, and I took me a little siesta, about a 2 hour nap to get ready for the show. You know, guess when your body's letting you know you need to take a nap, I did just that. Uh, so we got Werewolf Wednesday here tonight on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Let me. Today we're going to be talking about the activity here in Central Texas. A lot of activity in Central Texas. I got show reels, I got videos of the activity that's Central Texas. I got stories of experiences that I've witnessed. Dealing with also shapeshifter skinwalkers. You can't live out the shapeshifter skinwalkers with this connectivity, but it's all done from the same source, brothers and sisters. Let me share this out. There we go. We're all shared out, brothers and sisters. And I'm gonna share the screen here. How you doing, brother August Bradshaw? Might as well bring my co-host here. Bringing the co-host the co-host for tonight. There you go. There he is. How you doing, cousin Jesse? Who I got up there, Primo? There's a co-host for tonight. Shapeshifter Skinwalker from Central Texas, from Elms Grove Estates. I got two captions of him actually. Well, we got the one where he's flipping off. That one looks kind of fuzzy, but you can see him here, and I got another one of him. Let me see if I can find the other one. But that's a pretty good one of them. So the it's like or kind of like the mascot of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Things that I've captured out there during my investigations. That's one of them right there. He's actually very tall, above the tree lines. It looks like he's on the ground, but he's not. He's real high off the ground. How you doing, Sister Rain? So that's one of our favorites that we got here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. So I put him as a co-host for tonight. See what I can do here. Make him stand. Well, I think that's pretty good uh, caption of him. Yeah, there you go. Let him know who's in charge here. No, I put on here. He wants to be in charge. Move me to the side. So how's everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody is doing great. Let me go back to something's not right with this. I don't know. They switch stuff around or what's going on with this. Let me see how the stream is looking on YouTube, real quick. It's looking pretty good. So how's everybody doing tonight? Kind of miss cousin Jesse. He's sharing his story of what happened with him on Wednesdays. Uh, what happened to him when he went to work up north, up in working at the gin modules. That's a good one right there. Hey, one day when you feel better, cousin, you come on a show whenever you feel better. I got this one here today. Let me raise up the lighting here on this one. This one is walking with the moon behind it. Cousin Jesse displays them better than I do. There you go. So I can fix the lighting here a little bit. There we go. Hope everybody's doing great tonight. Oh yeah. This DDN, Shifter Skinwalker, because they manifest through magic, through the dark arts. They're this creatures here like Cocaine Werewolf. They're all over Central Texas, and what's weird about it that this one here, the Cocaine Werewolf, uh, it was speaking to me in Spanish. He's acting kind of strange here. Let me see something here. Let me look at this one more time. Okay. Everything's okay. Yeah, when I want to go investigate the other side of Central Texas, I mean, of Elm Grove Estates, uh, this one here, I think it looked different. It was a different one. I don't think it was the same one, but it did not like me being in the area. Um, there was a lot of activity that happened there when I was walking that area. I could hear footsteps by the creek. I could hear branches breaking. I think there was a couple of times when we. That's good, cousin Jesse. You're doing therapy. Thank you, Jesus. That when I was walking down that by the creek, you could hear something say "run" numerous times. I think he said "run" like 3 times. Uh, then I was able to catch the short reel of it, where I still need to debunk it even to the part where it calls me marranito. Marranito is a Spanish word which means little pig, and that one there, it was over taller than the trees. So I guess I would look small to it. Height wise, comparison wise, it was real tall, looking down at me. And I think I have a short reel of that one, and it looks different than this one. But they manifest. They have the ability to manifest temporarily. Temporary manifestations, since they're created out of magic, or that dwelt in the dark arts. So there's temporary manifestations, but the way to overcome them, brothers and sisters, is through Jesus Christ. We've got beyond the box here. Let me catch up to the comments here. I don't think they're just in Central Texas. I know it's a hot spot in Central Texas because I used to see them on Fort Hood when I was stationed in Fort Hood. I was there for 10 years. So I would see them out there as we trained. We would spend like 10 months out in the field when I was in the military. When I came from Germany, the first 3 years, it was nothing but training. And we spent the majority training out there in the field, whether it was on Fort Hood or in Fort Ord, California. Then they started doing those rotations to go guard the borders, the Iraqi borders. So I did, uh, I think, two of those rotations. It was like a 3 month rotation, 4 months that I would go guard the Iraqi borders. And out there, I would run into dark entities like this. I run into dark entities like this. Uh, uh, there were dark entities, kind of like this shapes the skinwalker, but out there they were different. They were dark like this, but they were, what I call the djinn. The djinn tried to take more of a manly, right, a manly appearance. The djinn. Let me see something here. I'm gonna go with it regardless. Something in right here. Let me see if I can do anything about it. I'll just go with the flow of things here, brothers and sisters. It's just the screen presentation is a little bit different than what I'm used to. So, how you doing, Sister Madeline Shap? Well, basically, what it's not doing, it's not showing me the viewers. Uh, where the viewers is showing me something else. It's not showing me the viewership, how many viewers it got, but that's okay. I'm just gonna go with it. Sure, sister. Beyond the box. You're from Central Texas, so you know of the activity in Central Texas. I can have you jump on if you want to. Since you're from Central Texas, you could talk about experiences that you had. I know there's activity everywhere in Central Texas, so I was just trying to put the cooking werewolf as my co-host. So I'll drop a link right there. Maybe cousin Jesse might want to jump on for a little if he wants to. If not, that's cool. I understand he could moderate in the lobby. This is for Sister Brenda and cousin Jesse. If you'd like to join, if I know he's been having problems, so I'll just drop the link there. I'm just trying to catch up to the comments. I'm using Restream, but something ain't right with it. It's showing me the time how long I've been live with the left side, which it normally doesn't do that.
It sounds like they reset it on you, like
Yeah,
they
that's what it.
changed
What it
something.
that's yeah. They did something all right. Uh, there you go. I can. There's something ain't right, but I'll go with it like that for right now. Let me look. That's all right. Maybe it says something about an update up here, but I don't want to hit the
Oh,
button because it
yeah,
might end my live stream. So
right. It will. Yeah. So when you're done and you end your stream, go ahead and hit that and do the update for it. It should put it back. I use Streamlab, and every now and then it'll do an update for that, and it'll look all off to me when before it happens. So yeah, I bet that's it.
there's cousin Jesse right there. How you doing, cousin Jesse?
Hey man, what's going on?
Hi,
That's your
Jesse.
cousin.
Hi yo. Hi, behind the box.
We're gonna interview Cocaine Werewolf tonight. How you doing?
Going on, cousin? I'm
More
doing better
people.
than shit. I had
Good.
my first therapy days. They're gonna come by tomorrow. OT is coming out tomorrow, so they're gonna work on my arm.
That's good. I'm glad.
That's good, cousin.
Hello, Luandita.
Physical therapy is good. At least you get that help. I remember when I had the blood clot, they never gave me no physical therapy. I had to do it myself. You know,
Uh-oh,
at least I
Jesse, are you
get the help.
using your phone?
What?
Are you using your phone?
I think he's. I don't think he's got his headset on. But that's okay. He's on right now.
Just turn your volume down a little bit, Jesse. Oh,
Oh, he went ninja mode on us.
he did. First he was echo mode, and then he went ninja mode. I'm glad he's doing better, though. He sounds good.
Yes.
That's awesome. Oh. So, I wanted to tell you about something just to see what you thought. So, quite a few years ago, I used to live downtown, like 4th Street downtown. And there was a lot of really strange people around there. And
Sorry,
welcome back.
guys. Uh, Chrome isn't responding, so I'm gonna go back and go
The tablet.
to the chat. Let's see.
Oh,
Yeah, I got the tablet
okay,
on now.
cousin. Okay, cousin.
Bye.
It's
Love you,
better.
man.
Hi,
Everybody say
Jesse.
we love you, cousin.
Yeah. But anyways, there was a lot of weird stuff, and down there by where I live, you have that 10th Street gate that went into Fort Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I used to know some people that lived in some apartments right outside of there, and they used to say all the time in the middle of the night they didn't like being outside because the post itself creeped them out. Now we know there's probably scads on Fort Hood, okay, of just spirits, bad entities, everything.
Oh yeah.
So one night I had gone over there, and I was leaving, and we were standing in the parking lot talking, and something caught my eye, and I said, "What is that?" And they turned around, and when they turned around and looked, all three of us seen a big shadow figure with a like a it was almost like a big hunchback old man. It was kind of bent over a little bit with a big
That's him.
hunch on his back. So we seen it, and it stepped back behind the building, and we actually went looking to see where it went and what it was, and it was gone. But we heard like grass footsteps on the opposite side of the fence where Fort Hood was, but there was nobody there. It was the weirdest thing ever, and I thought, huh, was that a dog man? Was that a wolf man? But I don't see wolves.
Shapeshifter skinwalker. That's what you encountered, especially with hunchback. It's kind of
Ah,
like the one I encountered in by the airport. He had a hunchback. He was wearing a fur on his back, and in Spanish we call it jorobado, which means hunchback. Like they got a ball on their back, but and they're slouching like this. But it's
yeah,
because he's carrying that. He's wearing that coyote hide or whatever wolf hide on his head and on his back. But he was
wow.
literally naked. Like you could see his you could if I couldn't see his butt cheeks, but if the height would have been shorter, I most than likely would have seen butt cheeks. But this guy
Well,
was literally naked because see his legs and he was barefooted. The strange thing about it is when I seen it, he was wearing nothing. You know, like it was cold.
ah,
He had no clothes on.
well, this what we seen because it was pretty dark out there. Um, all we seen was a dark figure. Um, we
Yeah,
didn't, we couldn't make anything out. Skin. It did look a little hairy, but that's all we could see.
yeah. At nighttime, everything looks like a dark silhouette, dark shadow. And
And lit,
what part of Fort Hood was this?
it was by the 10th Street gate. There was a
The
little
Tennessee.
gate. Yeah, there's a little
Yeah, yeah,
gate
yeah.
off of 10th Street downtown, Colleen. Yeah.
Yeah, the tenth. You talking about the one that goes to where the back way to Fort Hood?
Yeah, like you have the East Gate, right, off of Fort Hood Street. Well, 10th Street Gate is before that one, and it's just a small gate. It's over by like the PX that used to be over there, um, and
Yeah,
facing
like
facing the airfield.
yeah, the facing there for I know which one
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. But there were some apartments over there. I had some friends that lived there, and they used to sit there and say all the time, they didn't smoke. They smoked, but they didn't smoke in the house. But they smoked outside. But they wouldn't leave their front door because they always felt like somebody was watching them. And then other people say, "Well, of course, you live right here by Fort Hood. Don't be surprised there's not cameras over there by that little shack." Because it would close the 10th Street gate at night, so you couldn't go in and out of there, and they would leave that little shack they had there in between the going in and coming out lane. But they always felt like somebody was watching them, or they would hear just footsteps or breaking
Oh yeah,
limbs, or yeah. So
that's the way the billets were too, Sister Brenda. When I stayed in the billets, you could
mhm,
hear footsteps in between the quads. You know the how the billets used to be like there's 3-story buildings, and you
yeah,
had a center quad in the center where people would smoke in
yep,
there, and you could hear footsteps at nighttime and shadow figures. You could hear like somebody shoveling, like you could hear them shoveling the ground and stuff, and you could see like it's like through your window, you could see like somebody's there. Then when you open the window, there would be nobody there, but you could hear. Then you close the curtain, then you hear the shoveling again,
i
like somebody
wonder
shoveling.
I wonder how many people that live on Fort Hood, um, and soldiers have heard or seen things out there that they just don't talk about. Because, a lot of people see things, but they don't want to say anything because they don't want anybody to think they're crazy, you
Oh
know?
yeah, you say something, they're gonna try to send you to the psych ward or something,
Yeah.
or to talk to a psychiatrist. They because they want you to be ready to go to do the mission. So like, whoop, we need to send them over there, so they can evaluate them. And of course, they're not gonna find nothing because you'll pass with flying colors.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you tell them. You can tell them you've seen aliens or werewolves and all this kind of things, and they're gonna say, "Oh, you okay?"
I seen
They'll send
I
you right back
seen
to the front lines.
I seen General so and so flying on a phoenix over the mountain. Okay, buddy. What were you drinking tonight? But yeah, I've always wondered that. I only stayed actually on Fort Hood with my ex when we first got here. We were at the Poxon Inn, as I believe is what it was called. Like when you first come in the main gate, it's on the left hand
Hmm.
side, that little hotel. We
Yeah.
stayed there while we were looking for another place, and I told him we were doomed right when we got there because I had just bought a new car when I left Tennessee to come here. And I was so mad because I traded in my Mercedes for this car, and my Mercedes was a plow horse. I could drive that thing. It was 4 speeds, diesel engine. I could drive it through snow like nobody's business. Well, my ex husband told me, "Well, I don't want diesel anymore. Go ahead and trade it in and drive down here." Okay. So the first week we were here, they wanted me to keep my 2 pound chihuahua in the kennels outside. I told them to go lump a frog.
Wow.
And then they he took the car to go to the motor pool, and he had just pulled out, got to the light, went to leave, and all of a sudden the car quit, made this horrible noise, and the transmission was laying on the ground.
Wow.
And I looked at him, I said, we could have went to Washington. We didn't have to come here, right? So it was just a massive mess from the get-go. I met some of the weirdest people. Um, I mean, I
Well, you
can't
got
even
people
explain half
coming
of
from
them.
all over the United States there. So you got people practicing different practices, but when they go there, is man, Fort Hood itself, the terrain, man,
Yeah,
there's a lot of activity out there. I got to work for S3, which is the center of operations from a battalion. They moved me from a tanker for about a year to work in S3 with the center of operations, where we drive a PC and we set up on top of a mountain range, and we set up the talks up there. The center of operations, and I've seen the activity up there on the mountain ranges. The higher ground, brother and sisters. Guess what's up in the higher ground? What kind of
um,
animals up in the higher ground?
mountain lions.
Yes,
Hmm.
mountain lions up in the higher grounds. They're up there, and other identified unidentified things that are up there besides
Right.
mountain lions. And I've had my experience. I think I've shared the story. My job, I think after I come back from Operation Dare Storm, I was working at a Bravo Bravo company two Bravo two. I was Bravo 132. They moved me to. They were just bullshitting me around. They were jumping me from company to company. You know,
Right.
so they moved me in HEC, and I worked with S3. So I remember being out there, and I was in charge of driving the PC. The PC was like a fork. You have two levers: turn right, turn left, forward, reverse.
Oh, wow.
And he had a water pump bulge that you could go across the water. I could literally go across the lake in this vehicle, turn on the bulge pump, and it'll take me all the way to the other side of the lake without the vehicle sinking. It was amphibious, the vehicle.
Yeah.
So so I was in charge of the generator, for the generator to keep running. So the talk, we set it up as a tent, and all the high rank people will come in there, drink a cup of coffee or whatever, and they discuss the game plan or what they're trying to do. And we had run out of fuel. So I told the sergeant, I got my little flashlight, and I said, I'll be right back. You're not supposed to light the white, so I had to put a lens on it. So I'm walking around with I'm thinking I have a either a blue lens or a red lens in it, and I'm going to the generator, and it's raining out there. It's pouring. I got my Gumby suit on, and which is wet weather gear, the green
Right.
OD green,
Yep.
and I go up there and I start servicing the generator. I'm servicing the generator and filling it up. As I'm finishing to top it off, you know, I hear something hit me on my Kevlar, and I see something bounce off of me, and I'm looking, and I'm thinking it's maybe hail, right? Granizo, hail, because it's raining. Then I look, and I just start seeing this rocks being thrown over the tree, some trees that are in front of me. There's like, they're not that big of a trees, but they're like kind of like small trees,
Right.
and rocks are being thrown over it, and they're landing all around me. I'm talking about big rocks, and
Uh-oh.
I'm dodging the rocks, and I'm like, I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like 22 years old, and I'm dodging these rocks, and I finally got the generator started, and I'm upset because I'm thinking it's my NCO in charge
Messing
that's
with you.
messing with me. So I go in there, and it's like, hey, what the f? Why you hit me in the head with a rock? He's in there with his BDUs on, with a cup of coffee, and he's like, what are you talking about? So I've been here waiting for you to turn on the power. And it's like, well, I was like, what the f, And I didn't say nothing no more when I didn't see that he was wet at all. So the following day, I could hear the sergeant major. pissed off. He's yelling and cussing, and he's like, "Who is a sick mf'er that did this?" So I'm getting off my night shift, and because I'll do the night shift, I got off the night shift, and I'm going to the tent because I'm trying to get some rest. And when I get to him, I saw Major, what's going on? I said, "Look what this some sick mf'er did this," and there was a big pile of crap. I'm talking about like around 4 or 5 feet high
Oh my
by the
God.
tent.
Elephant crap.
Yeah, huge. And like, whoa, I've seen cow shit, bullshit,
Right?
but not never this big pile of crap like this. He was trying to blame somebody from the tent that somebody did that. I said, man, there's no way that's
Yeah.
human crap. So
Right?
since I was lower rank, well, guess who got the detail to pick up that crap?
Oh no. No.
I had to do it.
Mm. Well, I ended up, my ex husband and I ended up meeting this couple while we were there. And to make it faster for us to get off of Fort Hood and not live there, the four of us went and rented a 3-bedroom house together. Now, I understand PTSD, and I know it can be different from person to person. So, her husband had PTSD really bad, and he had just got back from Iraq. And everything was fine. I mean, he was a little bossy with her, pushy with her, but nothing too bad. She was an itty bitty thing. She would snap her fingers and tell him to stop. So one night, I'm in bed. We're all in bed sleeping, and I hear a noise in the living room. Well, I had to get up to go use the bathroom anyway, so I walk out of my room, and he was on the floor. He had a big K-barb knife on him,
What?
one of those big K-bar knives,
Hmm.
them real big ones. He had one in his hand, and he was crawling around on the floor. And I thought, okay, wait a minute, maybe he's dreaming, having a flashback. So I thought, I'm not going to make a noise. I'm just going to back out of the living room. Well, he turned around and looked at me, and the light caught his face, and it's like he wasn't even the same person. It didn't even look like him. So I go walk into my bedroom and I closed the door and I locked it and I woke my husband up. I said, tomorrow we're moving. I don't care where we go, we're moving. I can't live like that, because if he was just having some kind of flashbacks, um, he could come in the middle of the night and do something to hurt everybody, and nobody be the wiser. But just his face. And I thought, I wonder, what did something happen while he was there? Did he get a bad uh, entity jump into him while he was there? Because even she said
So
he
where was he
was,
coming from? Was he in Desert Storm, or at
well,
that
he
time
was in that one, and then he was in, wasn't there one after that?
Bosnia
Could have been. But
or
I know that he had just gotten
Somalia?
back. He just got back when we all came here.
So he might have had an unclean spirit,
Yeah.
a negative attachment on him.
Yeah, it was kind of scary. And she had told me, um, she said he's not the same person that he used to be. And I said, well, he's seen some things, and that can change a person. You know, maybe he can go talk to one of the counselors or something. Maybe that'll make him feel better. She said, nope, I asked him, he doesn't want to go, but he just doesn't seem the same. So I remember telling my husband, boy, I think he's got a little evil side to him that I guess decided to come out.
Well, yeah, if it's manifesting and it's in charge of the vessel, he's gonna not act right. He's gonna not
Yeah.
act normal. He's gonna be doing things not of the ordinary.
And
So he
I,
might have had a negative attachment in which he probably would have need prayer. Tie bind and rebuke it through the name of Jesus Christ to get rid of the negative attachment.
well, it wasn't too soon after that that he came in the house yelling at her. She was pregnant. And he came in the house yelling at her, calling her by somebody else's name and just yelling in her face like he was yelling at a soldier, you know?
Oh wow!
And it scared her because she was pregnant. So she had grabbed a bunch of stuff and she was leaving the house. So we called his sergeant and we were like, "Hey, I really think you need to send a few people over here to sit and talk with him because he's just crazy right now." He was in there tearing up the bedroom. I mean, everything.
What was his name?
Uh, Joey Adams.
Adams.
Yeah. And it was bad. So they ended up they sent the chaplain over there. They sent a I guess a psychologist over there. And then they ended up putting 4 soldiers in there and they had
What?
to sit at his room and watch him. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, and I got it because we hadn't moved yet. And I got up and I went and made everybody coffee because, have to sit there all night after they worked all day. I went and got them coffee and, asked them if any of them needed anything, if they were hungry, whatever, because it was a long night. And I mean, it was bad with him because every time he got up out of the bed, I turned around and I looked at somebody and I said, why don't they just get a doctor in here to give him something to let him sleep? And they're like, because we're not sure what's going on with him. And if we give him something like that, it may have an opposite reaction and then we won't be able to control him. And I'm like, well, if you make it good enough, he'll probably sleep. I'm just saying. But it was bad. And they ended up putting him on post because his wife was gone. They ended up putting him on post, making him go to the barracks. He had to share a room with somebody to keep an eye on him. And I mean, it was a mess. They ended up getting a divorce over that.
He probably
So
got chaptered out of the military.
he was almost due to get out anyway, so they just went ahead and let him get out. Do you know, 4 years after that, he was still doing that on and off. And 4 years after that, he had gone into a kitchen and he had another woman that he lived with. And he had gone into the kitchen to do something. And she heard him in there yelling at something. And he had a massive heart attack and died on the kitchen floor.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I don't know what kind of stuff he was doing while he was gone, but whatever it was, it obviously wasn't good for him.
There must have been tampered with something, or something happened to him. Negative attachments can linger. You see it happen to a lot of people in the cryptid community. They go out there and investigate, trying to look. They're trying to find a real cryptid, and what they find is a negative attachment. They wind up getting sick. You see how many people are sick within the cryptid community and paranormal community
Yeah.
because they don't prepare themselves properly. You have to prepare yourself before you go do an investigation. Doesn't matter what kind of investigation you're doing. You got to prepare yourself spiritually because you don't know what you're going to encounter out there. I know
Yeah.
in Central Texas, there's a lot of shapeshifter skinwalkers.
Yeah.
Those
And
suckers will pass right beside you. I mean, and when they pass beside you, they're towering over you. You look like a midget. That's how big they are.
yeah.
Nighttime, that's when they come out. I
You
think it
know,
was showing a picture of something where I was gonna go walking, and I don't know if you've seen that or you were here. It's because it was after hours when I did this. It was I was walking on my street and you could see something standing right there by my driveway, like on the street. And I did a close up look at it, and it looked like a shadow figure standing right there. And the sun hadn't set or nothing. I think let me see if I can find it and I'll share it with you.
Okay.
Go ahead, sister. I'll let you speak.
But yeah, I notice a lot of times, especially around where I live, because I don't live that far from Elms Grove, that I'll run into people I haven't seen for a while, and they just seem different, short tempered, just I don't know, strange. I feel safer staying in my house. There's days I wish I didn't have to take the dog out to walk because I would barricade my front door. I'm just around way too many. And like I said, we've got the guy that lives next door to me, and my one dog likes everybody, but he don't like him at all. He's even tried to snap at him. Now
Oh, wow.
my dog's mouth is so small, you know, he might be able to take off a fingernail because he's just got an itty bitty tiny mouth. But he's never done that with anybody. He loves everybody and friendly to everybody and everything. But he does not like that man next door to me at all. And I haven't really ever been around him. So I don't know anything about him other than he stands out front, smokes really expensive cigars, and can't pay his rent.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So how do you know they're expensive cigars? The smell of them?
Because yes, because I don't like cigar smell. I don't mind like black and milds, but I don't like the big cigars the way they smell. But the ones he smoked, they're real dark, they're real fat, they're really big, and they actually smell good, really good, which is odd because, like I said, I don't really like the smell of cigars. But yeah, you open my front door and it comes in, and all you smell is like, I don't know, cherry or something. It just smells really good.
I know we're going a little bit off a topic here, but here you go. Here's me down my street. You can see something here. So this thing.
Is that one that was in the tree hiding behind? Yeah.
No. It's right here in the street.
Oh.
You see, look.
Oh, it
There's
looks
me.
like a tree. Okay. I
It
see.
is on the street.
Yeah.
It's on the street
It
itself.
is on the street.
Look at this. Let me get a close up of it. There you go. He's literally
The car.
standing in the street.
Oh, yeah. Now I see it.
So from the regular picture, you can see somebody standing here in the street, and then you take a close up of it. There it is, shadow figure
Yeah. Huh.
standing right there in front of my driveway. And that's not the only time I've run into it. I've run into it in the middle of the street where he's standing by the vehicles. I'm like, hey, I'll be like, what are you doing? And next thing you know, he takes off and he goes into the yards over here. It moves real fast. Shadow figure.
Maybe he was just checking out the car.
He's right here.
Yeah.
See it? Let's take a closer look at it. There we go.
Yep. There it is.
You even see like if it's got legs, right there.
Yeah. He doesn't
Probably
look like
follow
he's
me.
very. He doesn't look very tall though.
No, it's probably it seems to be a
Could be.
female entity or something of that nature.
Yeah.
Most likely native, uh, possible change to skinwalker. Let me go back to. Guess I can put him as a guest. Here's another one. I don't know if you can see that. Let's take a close look at him.
Look at that smile.
Well, he's wearing a necklace. There's a necklace.
Is that a necklace? It looks like teeth. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, it
the
could be
teeth necklace, and here's the eyes.
a tooth
I'm saying
necklace.
here's the eyes right here.
Yep.
There's the cocaine nose. I guess it might be related to cocaine werewolf, or
Maybe.
it might be him because look at the ears. He's wearing a necklace right here. It looks like teeth.
Maybe it's Cocaine Werewolf's girlfriend, and Cocaine Werewolf got her the necklace.
But you can see the similarities of it. Look,
Mm-hmm.
you got that one, and then you got where's cocaine? There he is.
Oh yeah. Hmm. Could be the same. Looks like there's a little bit of on the other one on cocaine. Looks like right underneath there might be a faint, real faint light color on the chest. Like maybe that is the necklace. Maybe it's the necklace.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
this one's
know.
got the mouth open, it's got the nose and the eyes. He's got a necklace here in his neck. You see the ear? Look at the ear.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's pointy like the other one.
yeah. So maybe we just couldn't ID the necklace on cocaine werewolf there.
Yeah,
So we
he's
can
been over a
ID we can
bad
ID
hair
it here.
day.
I'll leave that one for a guess for right now.
Is Scott in here?
Yeah, Scott was here earlier. He's probably going to go potty, with his werewolf costume on. He had his werewolf outfit on yesterday.
I wonder if his cats are used to it now.
I don't know.
Good possibility. Well, last night he was wearing it and the cat was walking around with its tail, so I guess so. Gilbert's here. Gilbert, you're in trouble. You got me in trouble, Gilbert.
Uh oh.
Yeah.
He got you in trouble.
Yes, he did.
What?
Because I had a dream that he had a brilliant idea to go kidnap Jesse and take him somewhere, and we got in trouble from a little lady and yelled and screamed at us because we kidnapped Jesse and took him out. And it was all Gilbert's idea. So there you go. In my dream, Gilbert got me in trouble.
Never's Angel says Brenda has he's smoking Cubans.
You
Cuban
know what?
cigar.
Yeah, I think so. That's what somebody had said. They smell a lot like a cherry and they're dark colored.
Ain't Cubans illegal in the United States?
I don't know. Well, he's not from here. He's like Jamaican or something.
Oh, so that was no Cuban he was smoking.
I don't know what he was smoking, but and he smokes weed too. He'll sit out there. Now that kind of comes right through my walls, I swear. Or he smokes a lot of it.
Somebody said on the Sister Lisa Gillette, she says, "What is that? The the cocaine werewolf or the girlfriend of the cocaine werewolf, whatever
Right?
it is, shapeshifter skinwalkers or the DDN, disembodied demonic Nephilim."
Now, I'm
I,
curious. Is I mean, I know there's got to be a few of them, but is it possible that the same skinwalker pops up in different locations around the area.
There's a lot of them, sister. I think uh, what the Corps of Engineers didn't say is that a lot of areas where they've built Killeen and different other locations in Temple, Salado,
Yeah,
uh, Nolanville, Copperscove. A lot of these areas used to be native Indian burial ground, and they've built on Indian burial land. I think that's why there's so much activity.
I don't know whose bright idea it was to build on native Indian burial grounds, but
It's money for them. I know there's a range on Fort Hood that is guarded by the MPs 24 hours that
yeah,
nobody's allowed to go up there. It's over there towards Clabber Creek, going towards Gatesville, towards their reserves that's out there. The
another weird place is North Fort Hood.
North Fort Hood.
Yeah, that's where they usually send all the people that come for training, and it's way out there by Gatesville.
Yeah,
Um,
that's just
yeah,
where we go train
yep.
by Clabber Creek. Yes, that's the area that I'm talking about. This hot and heavy, the shapeshifter skinwalker activity. All that area right there, all those training grounds is hot and heavy.
Yeah, I used to go during the day to pick people up, but one night I had to go out there and go pick somebody up at night, and I went I went in through Fort Hood that way, the roads that go out that way. And
Yeah,
man, that was an eerie drive all the way out there. It's like I kept waiting for something to jump out in front of me. I kept feeling like something was going to jump out in front of me. And it was just weird. I said, I don't ever want to go out there and pick anybody up at night again. It's bad enough during the day, but that was a very that's a very weird
it's
place.
pitch dark out there at nighttime,
Yep.
real dark.
Yeah. I didn't like that.
How you doing, brother Josh? I'm still trying to catch up on the comments, Sister Brenda.
Well, that's fine. And Gilbert laughed at me when I told him he got me in trouble.
That one looks creepy, right? With a necklace on his neck.
Yeah. At first, when I looked at it, I thought it was teeth. I was going to say, look, it's smiling.
Well, it is a necklace of teeth. That's what it is. That's
Oh,
what it looks like a neck. I have another picture similar to that because when they surface up, they cause a disturbance like with your equipment, which it causes a blur. I have
yeah.
another picture. I just did a look for it, and I'll share it with y'all. Where you what stands out the most out of that picture, even though there's a blur, is the necklace that is wearing around his neck. It's the same necklace as that one, but I'll show it to you in a moment. I just got to search
So,
for it.
do you think that they take the teeth of other animals that they maybe eat or prey on? Or is it their own teeth that they're putting on there every time they lose one? Or people's teeth?
Uh, they're pretty big to be people's teeth. Uh, they if they can take they can take the hides of animals to manifest like the animals, then I'm more sure that we'll be able to take the teeth to manifest as the animal too, not just the hide.
Hmm. Yeah.
Any body part of the animal, they will be able to manifest to it. I would think through witchcraft and necromancy. But yeah, it's got a necklace of teeth around its neck. The natives, there were cannibals. The Tonka ones were cannibals. Kind of, they were eat humans. So they they were dirty. They're called dirty Indians, and they were there was always on the hunt. There were good hunters. so they can track down anything. They were hunters, and they would just eat flesh. They wouldn't. There wasn't into agriculture or nothing like that. Just beef. They were hunters.
Wow.
They the Cav used to have them as scouts. Like they would go, like if they were looking for somebody that was wanted, they would use them to track them. That's how good they were.
Hmm.
Because this was this the proper word, trackers, right? They could track anybody.
Yeah. Cynthia says, "What? That's crazy. Teeth is a necklace." Hey, Cynthia, I have passed so many kidney stones, and when they're all shiny, they're pretty. Trust me, I thought about making necklace out of those things.
Kidney stones, sharp
Oh
ones.
God, yeah, I've passed. I used to name them when I would pass them, and I passed them so much that I couldn't even. The hurricanes couldn't even keep up with me. It was bad. And you know what it was? I used to drink a lot of milk. Mine were calcium deposit. They told me to slow down on drinking milk, and I did. And now I only get them on occasions. I don't get them like I did.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for the picture, sister. If you want to share some more stories of things, but yeah, I've seen people like that where they they go to rent an apartment or whatever in Killeen. Next thing you know, their children are being attacked by a dark shadow figure at nighttime, where their legs are being pulled, the scratches are coming on their body. They're afraid to sleep at night. They have to sleep with a light on, and they're afraid of any dark spots in the house
Yeah.
because if they get near the dark spots, that's when they get attacked. Have you heard of anything like that?
Well, I know that my ex
And that's
husband,
and that was by 10th Street. What the house that I was talking about is right there near near 10th Street, on 10th Street itself by the post office. Before you get to the to Rancier, there was a street that went to the right. Before you got to Rancier, well, right there was a house in the corner where this family was being attacked by something. I went in there and I went to try to help. I went over there and did a cleansing of that house, but there was some negative energies there.
wow, you know, my ex, when he would, he's he's a strange fella. Um, when he would, depending on what his mood was, and I proved this by taking pictures of him, but
Hmm.
his facial features would change. And boy, when he was angry, that facial feature I did not like. It was rather scary. Um, and he was born and raised in Killeen. And I was like, oh man, it's terrible. But yeah, people around here are strange, and I don't know if it's just that they're getting demonically pushed towards things, or if they're just, some of these people don't even act like they're real people. I'm just gonna say it. They really don't. They have no compassion. They have no nothing. And it's like they'll walk up to you and talk to you, and you're standing there looking at them, and they're off. There's something not right about them. And I don't even know how to explain it, but it's weird. And I've noticed anytime I do leave the house and I'm in public, um, say I'm at the grocery store, I'm starting to notice uh, more and more that some of these people are just weird. And I don't think that it's because they're from somewhere else, because I've been dealing with that for what, 23 and a half years since I've been here. I understand we get people from all over the country that come here. They may act stupid, race their cars down the road, not drive right, not know how to use the loop around, but it just their personalities themselves. It's like, um, you ever been around somebody that when you're around them, they suck? You feel like your energy is being sucked out of you.
Drain your energy. Yeah.
Well, while you're awake, standing there talking to people. I've run into a couple of people like that, and I can't be around them. You got to stop talking to people like that, because it's like every time you go around them, they just suck the energy right out of you, and you're just standing there. You feel like you just did a 5-hour workout. You're exhausted after you just have one conversation with them.
There's a picture, Sister Brenda.
Oh, wow.
There's all kinds of activity here, but look at the necklace.
Yeah.
Let's take a closer look at it. There's a necklace around his neck.
Oh, wow.
Check it out. I want to show you that it's the same necklace.
Looks like it. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3 big ones in the front on both of them.
1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
They just distorted my picture, so I wouldn't be able to see them good on here. There's a distortion on the picture, but you can see the teeth,
Mm-hmm.
which it's right there. But it looks like there's other entities around it. One here, another one here. A lot of activity in this picture, and this is from the path of Elm's Grove.
Oh, yeah. Well, that explains it.
I'm just showing you what do you. I'm going to leave this picture on there. But do you sense anything off of this? You do you feel any energy coming off of it?
Off of that one, no. I do see quite a few things in it.
Yeah, there's one here.
Yeah.
There's one here. Of course, him. There's something else here, and a lot of activity in the background. But he's right there. I'm
Yeah.
thinking
Well,
he's in his.
I see him. I
Yeah,
see the other faces and stuff that you were showing me. I do
yeah.
see that. I mean, that sticks out. But for some reason, uh, I just see so much in the background.
Yeah.
I see 1, 2, 3 heads right there in a row in the back. Those look like they might be spirits.
Yes.
Um,
A lot of activity.
yeah. What happened to that picture?
Uh, when I took this picture, I heard growling in front of me.
Oh,
What I heard was somebody running towards me, and it stopped. The running stopped, and I heard some growling. And I'm looking in the direction. I'm not seeing nothing. And I snapped a picture, and this was what came out in the picture.
wow.
And it was right there as you go down the path in Elms Grove. When it bends, that's where it happened. Right by the bend, I heard something uh, running towards me, but it stopped, and I started praying. As I started praying, it growled, and that's when I took the picture. This
Now,
was a actual photograph. It wasn't a recording of a video. It was an actual photograph.
right. Now, when you took the picture of the cocaine werewolf, was it in the same area?
Yes. It's to the left. The cocaine werewolf happened when you go on the trail. You take a left and go underneath the canopy where the trees are, and that's where cocaine werewolf was. It was on top of the trees. Didn't have a picture of him where he's on top of the trees.
Now, all those pictures that you have, this one, the other one with the necklace, the one you just had up, you
Yeah,
think that's all the same being?
no,
Uh, okay.
I think they're different ones because I got another one where you could see the cocaine werewolf on top, and then you could see some other ones around them. So I believe there's more than one. You know,
Wow.
the manifestations is more than one. Yeah, I got some creepy pictures from that area. Let me see if I can find another one for y'all.
I'll tell you the ones that creep me out when you show them are the witch ones. When you see witches in it, that kind of freaks me out. Those you can feel like, well, that's not a
Yeah,
really good place to be.
yeah.
Everybody back up.
Look at this one, Sister Brenda.
Yeah. Well,
I did the magnifying glass because it was you could see it in the background behind me in the tree line above the trees. There's a close look of it.
yeah.
Something definitely there. You know, it's like it's wearing
Yes.
something. Possible bruja.
Maybe.
That's
That's
there.
tall. I don't I don't really see the witches that you show are not tall. Um
Yeah, this is
that's
just
tall.
I made it look bigger. The picture. I need to
Right.
find the original, but I just wanted to share that with y'all. Let me put cocaine werewolf back on.
Yep, he's the star of the show.
Okay.
Oh, good night, Gilbert.
Good night, cousin cousin Gilbert. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
That's my fear staying in hotels is bed bugs.
I got another one here. This one looks creepy as hell. Well, let me share it with y'all. This is from Milms Grove too. Let me put it up there for y'all. Tell me what y'all think about this one.
You know, if I just walked by and glanced at it, I would swear to God there was an ape, a hairy ape sitting there in the bushes, just out of the side of my eye.
Yeah, I think this one here. Man, I ran into it. It was in the middle of the path. Um, you know, they manifest to look real, but I think this one. I'm going to be honest with you. In that area, at the entrance of the path of Elm Scroll, if you look to the left, there's like a pillar over there where it's like sore. Uh, I believe that's where it went into because the whole metal plate that's pretty heavy was moved to the side,
Oh,
and there's stairs that go down there, and I think that's where that lives in the sewer system, whatever that is.
it's definitely shiny coated. The coat looks like shiny, but you can see the arms and everything on that. Goodness. God, what if that is living down there? Ew.
I got another one here. This one, let me show a couple of them. Well, maybe leave it there for the audience to see, and then I'll share another one. Yeah, that one's huge, Sister Brenda. I would say that is got to be over 12 foot, like 13, 14 possibly 15 foot tall.
And
The reason I say that because I heard something. I was walking down the path, and the path is pretty wide. That was in the middle of the path, and it was blocking the whole path, and it was literally crawling low to the ground, very muscular. He looked like it was human, but it wasn't human because he had fur all over his body. He had spots on it, and the head kept on moving left to right. His ears were freaked out, and he heard like like a black eardrum sticking out, and they kept on vibrating. The black he had on his ears kept on vibrating, and the
hmm,
sun hadn't set yet, and he was just looking back and forth, and you could see his eyes were white, so it's like he couldn't see because the sun was still out, but he was sensing with his ears because it was vibrating, and his arms were just standing out in front of him. He was low to the ground, like low crawl. I'm talking about like maybe like an inch off the ground, but he's all muscular that he wasn't even touching the ground. And it looks towards me, and as I'm standing there, I'm not moving because I see that it's sensing. It sends like a some kind of ultrasound, or that it sends something my
vibration.
way that it makes it flips my world upside down. So it's like when I'm dropping, I guess it turned around the other way, and it's looking the other way. So when I'm dropping, I I stop from hitting the ground. As I'm like in a squat position, it turns back my way and it's looking my direction, and its ears are moving. So I'm standing differently, but I'm not moving. Then he just turns his head. It goes into the wood line. His whole massive body goes in there. So I'm standing like in a squat position for a while. I'm not trying to make no sound or nothing. So once I stay there for about 5 minutes, then I cut through the woods. I was going to go to the store, so I went to the store and I went all the way around. And it's kind of like I stopped like going there late at night, like before the sunset, because that was there. I'd always hear it at nighttime when he's out there at nighttime, because when I would cut through that path to go to the store, I could hear something running through the woods,
Now, do
breaking
you
breaking branches. I mean, literally breaking the branches, and it would stop inches away from me, and I'm there with my guards up, but it would never come all the way to attack.
now do you think that this thing or even any DDN, do you think that they telepathically know what we're doing,
Oh yeah,
know what we're thinking?
yeah. They know the spirit.
Wow.
They know you have a spiritual opening. Then they know you're in a bad road. They know you're dabbling in the dark arts because that's what they are. They're somewhere they practice, so they know.
I see
They know
my new
they know.
co-host is in the chat. Hi Zen.
Oh, Zen, how you doing, Zen? Yes, this one. You know what it reminded me, Sister Brenda. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I seen it,
What?
you see how his nose is. His nose was upward.
Yeah.
Kind of remind me like a nose of a bat.
You
So
know?
when I seen it and I seen the way the ears were with the black eardrums vibrating, and I seen how big it was, it literally reminded me of a Nosferatu,
Oh,
of a vampire,
yeah.
vampire like. If you look at the face, look at the face. If you see the nostrils the way they are, that's what he reminded me of, a like a giant. I'm not going to say it was a bat like because it didn't have no bat wings, but something in that nature, something that dwells in the dark, and you know most likely if they're underground, I, I wouldn't doubt it. There's a lot of them, probably underground somewhere, like in a cave or something like that.
That would be
If
creepy.
if if they're something that's in the flesh, I mean, it moved. the big old. I'll show you. I'll show what I'm talking about. What he moved.
The manhole cover?
Yeah, but this manhole covers, they're on top of the ground. They're like made
Right.
out of cement.
Yes.
Let me see if I got a picture of that cement cover, and I'll share with y'all.
Oh, Scott, the link isn't still in the chat?
I haven't put no link. I was just having you on.
Oh, okay.
I think I had brought you and cousin Jesse on. Let me, but I'll send. I'll put one in a moment, brother Scott. Let me look for this man cover that I'm talking about, so y'all can see. And this man covers, they're all along the uh, the man covers are all along the creek. They're These man covers are all
Yeah.
along the creek.
They
They
put them
come
up
from,
that way if the water gets high. Yeah, I've seen those.
and they run up. I'm going to show you the original picture of the cocaine werewolf before we continue, so y'all can see how tall he really is.
Our best friend. Jesse's best friend. Yeah, that's right.
Here we go. We're gonna place the picture of him. See if you can spot him, Sister Brenda.
Yep. Right up there over, well, you're standing this way, so it would be your right shoulder.
In my right shoulder, which is
Yeah,
this one.
up, up, up. There you
Check it out. There's one there.
go. Uh
There's another one right here.
huh.
There's two.
Oh,
You got that one. You got one standing right here. I'll show you the showreels that I got. And what's weird about them is they're blending with the darkness. They could be right there beside you, and you don't even know it. But this one's
right.
pretty tall. Tall. This one here, it's got to be like at least 12 foot, possibly 13. But this one's here higher. It's taller.
Wow.
So there's two of them there side by side, looking at me like, "What is he doing in our territory?"
I know, right? Apparently, they didn't get the memo that people are allowed to walk around there.
So let me drop a link for Scott Baker real quick. All right, there you go. Yeah, there's several in that picture actually. I just don't try to.
Yeah, I've been sitting here looking
Yeah,
around.
yeah. There's many in there. You should see the video that I have where I'm in there and you can see movement behind me, where they're running. They're literally running behind me. It's just it's grainy because it's dark. That's a dark area. Even during the day, it's dark because of the canopy.
Yeah, I like those ones that you catch in front of you, like the one when you were sitting in the room talking and it ran right in front of you. And then you looked up and laughed and said, "Oh, y'all seen that?" And then the one when you were out on one of your little walks and it you could see the shadow go across.
Yeah, uh, I got those videos too. I got videos
Turn
from.
off turn off your YouTube, Scott. Okay. I think we're
Is
good
YouTube?
now.
Was that Sister Brenda?
Oh, there was an echo real loud, so I had told up. It still got
Yeah,
it.
it's still echoing.
Scott. Oh,
He'll figure it out.
was looking around him.
It's echoing real bad. Brother Scott, you have your Facebook on. Let me see. Hello?
Yeah, I'm on.
Okay, yeah, you were echoing real bad. You're
No,
doing the high mail on me, man. You're doing the
no, I
high mail on me.
got everything off.
How you doing, Scott?
Don't you like huskies when they howl? That's so
Oh,
fun.
I like when they talk.
Oh my God, I love those dogs. I had a Brittany Spaniel would howl, and it went right through your chest. He had that trumpet howl. He'd sit up on the couch and, he'd put his head down, just to get the air, and then up and you'd be sitting with your back against him, and he'd do that howl and just scare the living, you know what? I mean, almost give you a heart attack. You could feel it in your heart, that howl.
Yeah, I used to have, when I lived in Tennessee, I used to have a husky. And boy, she was mouthy, and she would talk. She would howl, talk all the time. And if she was mad, she would say her piece and then turn her back to you and sit down. And she would she was so dramatic.
It looks like a werewolf. It's a chow. It's a chow puppy. Ever seen a chow?
Yeah. Yep.
A puppy.
Chow chow.
Oh my God, that is the spitting image of a werewolf. It's got a purple tongue, those little fangs, and it's just, they're so cute. But, they can be real, they're like guard dogs.
They're little Ewoks.
Oh my God.
So how's your weather out there in Arizona?
I just got home from some music gigs and stuff, and oh my God, I don't know what it is. I can't even see the temperature, but it was like, God, it felt like 114,
Wow.
Just, and it's 11:16 my time now, but oh my God, it's stifling, kind of with the humidity built in. I know Texas gets a lot of humidity, and that can be pretty super uncomfortable too. But Arizona, when it gets humidity too, it's pretty bad.
Now, I used to live in Ohio, so when you tell me Texas gets a lot of humidity, I laugh at that because it is nowhere near the humidity in Ohio at all. That was bad. So it has its good and bad days here. I've never really seen it real bad humid. What was that?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you one from the beginning of when I started doing this.
Okay.
One of my first videos when I started annotating things that I knew there was something around me. So I would do live videos just to see if I captured anything. Because I was already hearing the runnings, the growlings, and all this activity around me. So I started doing recordings, like going in there, like just talking about Jesus Christ and stuff like that, just to see what I would capture. So here's one. I told you that there was one below it.
Yeah.
It's from the same picture, but it's the video, and you're gonna see it. Here we go.
Good night, Jesse.
Good night, cousin.
See you, Jesse. Miss you, buddy.
So here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna make it bigger so y'all be able to see it. I think that's pretty big right there. A little bit bigger. You're gonna be able to see it moving. There it is.
Yeah, I seen it moving around.
Yeah, you seen the snout?
Yeah, it's like, get away from me. Blend in.
I'll pause it in a moment. Okay, here we go. There it is right here. Remember I told you there was one standing right there?
Yeah.
The cooking werewolf is up here, but I was focused on this one because that's the one that I've initially seen was with this one here by the tree line because it's going to do certain things when there it is right there. It's showing the snout. Check it out.
Wow. Yep.
It's going to stick out. It's going to stick out his snout and point his ears up in the air in a moment, like it's in a right there.
Yep.
There's a snout and there's the ears. He sticks
Wow.
his snout out like it's ready to attack. There it is. You see that?
Yep.
The snout. Moving from that snout, like it was ready to attack or something, got pissed off.
Yeah. Looks like it kind of turns its head a little bit,
Yeah,
you know.
I'm gonna push play. I should lower down the speed some more. That's what I'm gonna do. Work on lowering down the speed of it so it could, so you can see it better. I might have another slower video. Let me see. There we go. There it is up there. There it is. See how he still got his snout?
Yeah.
So was that white around his collar? Do you think, like color
Look at that.
white
And you
around?
seen that one? You seen that one, Brenda?
Yep.
You seen the
Look at
big one
that.
right there? Watch. You think that's big? Look at the head that's gonna be right beside me, and I'll pause it on it when it gets to it. He's sticking out his snout. Look at that one.
Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah.
It's right there, right behind me. I didn't even know it was that close.
You know,
There it is.
yeah.
You see how close that was?
Yeah.
Well, it's not that it's that close. It's just it's because it's that big. That's huge.
Wow.
Ooh, look at the eyes. Remember how I told you on the where we saw the show about this? I said they have white eyes.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Mm-hmm.
There it
There
is.
they are.
So imagine those white eyes looking at you at nighttime, and you
Wow.
can see the white because they're white.
You know, as close as some of those things get to you, I'm really surprised they haven't, uh, you're not all scratched up
Oh,
and
they
everything.
attacked me, Sister Brenda. They dropped me to the ground a couple of times.
Oh, wow.
Where in the middle of the park at Elms Grove, I was walking and I could hear somebody running behind me, like heavy footsteps, and next thing I know, I get hit and I fly 4 or 5 feet in the air. I tumble and roll. I get up with my guards up, but there's nobody there. And I was like, man, what the hell is attacking me? It's because they're in disembodied form.
Wow.
But here it tried to manifest itself right behind me. What do you think that is, Brother Scott? Since you're into
You're
cats and stuff.
and you're lucky. I don't know what's around. You got some protection around you, man. I tell
Look at
you that
it.
much.
You see it right there. Is that a good one right there?
God,
A
yeah.
good capture? That's like, man, couple. I would say like a foot, 2 foot away from me, or inches away from me. One of the two.
I yeah, I still think that red shirt, man. That makes him go like this. Hmm? You know, I mean,
I'm not sure if any DDN would worry about color. Do you think they can see color? Well, maybe.
It's more of the spirit.
Yeah, true.
I was going through a lot. You know, they were coming in numbers, so you can see there's many there coming after me,
Yeah.
and that sucker trying to flank me from the. What would you do? I would want to see brother Scott Baker with his little suit on, a little mask on here. Try this.
I got to get out of here. Stage right.
There you go. Look at those eyes.
Yeah, I see it.
I'd be
That's enough.
long gone.
One of
Where's
these
my motorcycle?
one of
Let me
these
stop
days
there.
one of these days Scott's gonna come in here with that werewolf outfit and he's gonna pretend like he's the coyote and his cat's gonna be dressed up like the Roadrunner.
Good night, cousin Jesse. I think I'm behind on the comments.
I think so. Probably way behind on the comments.
Yeah, Psychic Vampires. Brenda, I was listening to. Oh my God.
Ooh,
I tell you.
energy. I call them energy vampires.
Well, I call them psychic vampires. And man, I'm not kidding you. I've had some former employees at my former employer, and man, I mean, I could feel, this negative energy that you just couldn't be around it. You just couldn't be around it, and there was always and then the comments this person would make, it was always this negative, influence, and this negative kind of innuendos or just talk. And I asked other people, like, and they were like, oh yeah, they like, he's friendly and stuff. But I don't know if it was just me. I guess it's just me that certain people can just, they're more sensitive to that, I guess. But, it's just, it's like that old saying, some people, they just rub you the wrong way. They have that. I think he had like an alpha mentality, like, I'm the, I'm everything, that kind of thing. And I think that's part of it, but still, I think there's some kind of, negative energy attachment. Like, Abe is telling us and teaching us all about this kind of attachment stuff. And I think, I have to admit that I think that's what it was. There's some sort of, that this person left something open and this attachment on it. And because I can feel, I don't see it, but I can feel it. I mean, it affects you physically, and spiritually. And like you said, Brenda, you get kind of sick or whatever. You mentioned something about
drains your energy. You're tired.
Yeah, I mean, just not that, but it just makes you kind of like, you got to get out of there. You have to like make up a reason or something. But I never ran from it at all, because I'd always sense like, well, what is this? Try to figure it out. So you try to converse with the person and see if something leads to another thing, but you can never figure it out. But bad vibes, big time. Oh man.
You ready to see another one? This is coming from the park area, Sister Brenda.
Oh, okay.
It's a different one. Okay. We'll push play. See if you see it. It's going to be towards your. You're
Right
looking at the
there.
screen towards your left.
I see it right there.
Is that the one that's kind of blurry, isn't it? Is that the?
You see one at the entrance, Sister Brenda?
Yep.
Okay, let's see.
He
Oh,
was
you talking about this one?
he was welcoming you.
You talking about this one?
Yeah. But there's
But
another one over there
yeah,
too.
there's several. Look at this, Sister. I did. You know what? That's the first time I see this one, Sister Brenda. That looks freaking freaked out, man. What the hell is that?
Yeah,
It's probably
I
the one
tell
that
you,
was lured the kids into the woods. Because they would say it would be standing right there by the path, calling the kids into the woods. Look at the face.
Yeah. He sits there like the Cheshire cat. Come on in, kids. And then there's that
Well,
one there.
let me see here. Well,
Oh,
there's another one. Check it out. Let me see if you see the other one. It's going to show itself right in a moment. There it is, right
oh
here.
yeah, yeah.
yep.
Look, I'm going to rewind it.
That looks like a baby.
Yeah, look at the face.
You can see the nose pretty easily. White face, like it's kind of like me, a little bit.
I think it opens his mouth and closes his mouth. There it is. There's a face right here. So I'm going to rewind it a little bit so y'all can check it out. It's going to move. There it was. It opened and closed his mouth. There it is again. It's sticking his head up. Right up in here.
Wow.
There it is. It was looking. There it is. So I'm just going to play the video so y'all can check it out. Damn, I never noticed that one up there, Sister Brenda. That one looks creepy, no?
Yeah. Well, they
It's
are. All of them are kind of creepy.
like entering into a different environment or different, how should I say,
Dimension.
dimension. Yes. And there he was looking at me right there, right beside me, looking down at me. I had never noticed that. So you said that.
That's the
You said,
welcoming guy.
let me see if I got any other ones here of the same area.
He's got a red shirt on.
Right.
Oh, this one just got all the. All right, that was too fast. There you go. Here's a regular speed. A closer up of it. A closer up of the one that was standing right there behind me.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can see it. And then there's something else there. Well, there's the whole the video when I go into the path. Well, there he is, right there.
Yep. I see him down there.
Yeah, because this is like the regular footage. Let me see what else I got in here. Oh, this is a creepy one too. You can see a shadow spirit pass right in front of me. He already passed. It moves real fast. Check it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
I
It
see
goes like
it.
this from the left to the right.
Yep. Yeah. There it goes.
Pretty tall. And what's strange about it is like the more things that I was experiencing there, this is a lower speed of it. Seems like there's something here. The more I went there, it's like, activity was always picking up. Then the
There it
activity
is.
started happening around my home. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know which ones to worry about more. Those transparent see-through ones or the solid black ones.
Yeah.
I'll take the transparent ones.
See what else we got here. There's another one. Same one as before, where it's moving. You can see it moving. Everything's sticking in the snout and everything.
Wow.
See, let me keep on moving. Just I did a couple of this ones because I was freaked out of what a cat. Of course, cousin Jesse likes this one because that one passes right in front
Yep.
of the camera. Yeah, it's not a glitch. It's something literally passes in front of the camera.
Yep. Because it's not a regular camera film, it's your phone, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
It passes right in front.
yep. It looks like it was trying to disguise itself. And it,
Well, it could,
it messed up.
it could be the speed of one of those werewolves, running past you, and it's in that spectrum. It's kind of, like on those cartoons, how those, they show those, like the Roadrunner or whatever, but there's like this elongated, kind of sound that's making the sound of it. But, they show this extended light, distortion, like a residue or something of it,
Yeah. Let me see what this one is. This is from the other side of Elms Grove. There's something right there beside me. It was looking at me. I'll pause it so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Right, it's right here. Watch.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
It was looking right at me, and I think this is a picture where I think might be a possible witch right there. This is right by where you work, Sister Brenda.
Yeah.
Where you said you would hear activity or something, some movement.
Yep.
This is right by the club. It's right there by the creek.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Look at the face of this one.
And that does growl.
Let me put the volume on because it does say something to me. All right, so check it out. It bends right over there, guys. But that's where the creek bends, right over here. It bends right over there, guys. But that's where the creek bends right over. Did y'all hear what it said?
It sounds like it says a couple of things to you, but
It said, "Suck my."
oh, whoops.
I'll play it again.
I mean, I can hear it. I can hear it speaks kind of like a whisper speak.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Yeah, it said something very not nice. You heard it, Brenda?
Well, I couldn't quite make everything out that it was saying, but I could hear the whisper voice.
Do you have your headset on?
Yeah, my earbuds are in.
Yeah, it says "suck my." I'll tell you what it says. It right.
What a nasty little feller. Oh wait, you don't have it up for us.
Oh, let me raise it up high.
No. I mean, we can't see it or hear it for us.
Oh,
Yeah, you clicked off it. I think you clicked off the video.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. It bends right over there, guys. But that's where the creek bends right over here. It bends right over there, guys. You heard it?
Yes.
But that's where the creek bends right over here.
Yes.
It bends right over there, guys.
It said.
But that's where the creek bends right over here. Mm-hmm. It bends right over there, guys.
Wow.
Yeah, but that might not be the werewolf. That might be a spirit. But it definitely, I can hear the whisper. I got bad hearing, but I can hear a whisper. That's all I could hear. But there was several words in whisper.
It was whispering sweet nothings to Abe. That's what it was doing.
My God.
Okay, let me shut it off. I just wanted to share with y'all. Here's another one from the. I'll share this one in a moment, and this one is from the other side of Elms Grove. I'm going to raise the volume high, and you're going to hear when it says "run." It's going to say "run" like 3 times throughout this video, and it's by the edge of the creek, but where you used to work, Sister Brenda.
Right.
And it's telling me to run, so I'm going to play this one. Somebody say something about a troll. That it looked like a troll.
Oh, I think that what they're talking about is they think there was a troll in the chat.
Oh, let me get him out. I think I know. I see him right there. He's out. I'll go get rid of him on YouTube. Okay, I got him off our restream. Somebody already took her on. Okay, this one is you're gonna hear run a couple of times, and there's a lot of activity here, and I think you might hear some owls hooting also. This is when the sun was setting, and it's on the other side of Elms Grove. How you doing, sister? Was that Sister Nellie?
Yeah, Nellie's in there.
Okay, let's go listen to that one. But yeah, you heard what he said?
Yes,
what kind of audacity is that?
I told you he was whispering sweet nothings to you.
Yeah, that wasn't cool. But you seen the face how it looked, right?
Yeah.
What did it look like to you?
Well, if you stare at it long enough, it almost looks like Donald Trump with a pig nose.
Shit.
Just saying.
It'd be cool, Abe, if you had that thing like, remember back like the 70s or 80s? I think they still have it, but the NFL football, they carry that. It's called a big ear. It's like it's a sonar. They can listen in. It's a handle. And it's got that, and you can really hear, up close. I think you can buy those at Amazon, but man, if that was tied into your camera, like, a port that you could get that volume, be able to hear, those whispers and magnify it into, a more coherent language, or maybe you could hear a lot more things going on, than the human ear, just like our sight, our hearing, and, this, it could be magnified using, technology.
You're ready for the next one? Maybe y'all see something, because let me play the next one. This is dealing with the edge of the creek by the wood line. Let me get to it. Okay. Let me share it first. Tell me what y'all hear when we play this. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to raise up the volume. Well, I see some movement over there. I don't know what it was. I seen something moving on the ground.
Run.
Well, I seen some movement over there. I don't know what it was. I seen something moving on the ground.
Yeah, I heard it.
He says it like several times, like 2 or 3 times. Well, I seen some movement over there. I don't know what it was. I seen something moving on the ground. Okay, let me see if I get another video. Well, I seen some movement over there. We go. Let me pause this one. Let's go to the next one. Make sure I got the volume on. I hear owl. I hear owl. Y'all see him on top of the tree line?
Yep.
I hear owl.
Right up there.
Yeah.
I hear owl. He's tall. Like he was. That's probably the one that was telling me to run.
Right.
Because he's going to show himself. He's right here behind this tree, and that's tall.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can catch him on the camera. There he is. There he is. Right here.
Yep.
Showing teeth. Opens his mouth.
It looks like a gray one. Is that gray?
Yeah.
Color?
I think I got a. Let me pause this. Let me show you a different video. I think I might have another video of it. Let's see if we can see it better. I lowered the speed. There he is.
Yep. That'd be him.
Yeah, well, I can see that mouth.
You seen that sucker?
Oh my god.
You see how big that was, Scott?
It's like gigantic, man, that head. Ooh.
Yeah, that's massive.
Oh my god.
I know I think I got a close up of it. So, okay, you're seeing it there. So let me go look further up. Here you go. There it is.
Yeah.
This one's what when people talk about a fae sister, Brenda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Check this shit out. Because there it is, right here.
Yeah,
Look.
I see it.
Right there. It's right here. Look. I'm gonna try to pause it on it. Oh man, there she was, or there it was. Whatever. When people talk about a fae.
Yep.
But it's got that hump in the back. It's got the hump in the back too. You can see.
You see the face right here?
Yep.
Yeah, but it's got that big hunchback.
Check it out.
Wow.
It feels like to me like it's trying to change form.
Yep.
Look.
It did that fade in and out.
Okay, I'm gonna keep on pushing play. It was there. It was like by the tree.
Yep.
Look at that.
Wow.
The way the face looks, it's got like white in it, right?
Yes.
Now check it out. There it is.
Wow.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. You seen that movement, y'all?
Yep. It sure
Right
was
here.
keeping an eye on you.
Check it out. Yeah. Okay, let me
I'm
stop
kind of
sharing
seeing
that.
a mane. I'm kind of seeing a mane on that too. Did you guys see that? There was
Yeah.
some lot of hair right behind the head, like a big mane, like almost like a lion.
Oh man. Let me do the sign of the cross.
Right.
Yeah. Imagine when you hear run and you're like, man, let me go see what made that noise. Maybe somebody was there. Then you go and you capture something looking at you, opens his mouth, closes his mouth, and you're like, what the F is that? You know?
Right.
I remember when I had this video and people were telling me to erase my videos because there was nothing there. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? I see all this stuff on there. I'm gonna keep these videos. So what they do, they target my site and try to they because I used to do lives only on Facebook, and they permanently deleted my Facebook account with all my footage that I had on spiritual encrypted encounters, except
Wow.
that video where I capture all that stuff and that video, and I had like shitloads of other videos where I do spiritual lives, within Mother Nature. But yeah, I got targeted, but just because I got invited to go do a show because I said this guy will help me, and the guy only let me speak for about 35 minutes, and I give him tons of things that I experienced there in Elms Grove, and he only put like 35 minutes worth of things,
Wow.
because he wanted to keep it that the dog man, or what they call a dog man, we call werewolves, lycanthropes, shapeshifter, skinwalkers.
Right.
He wanted to keep it as that they're just flesh and blood creatures, and that's bullshit. And I got the proof to show that they're not just flesh and blood creatures. They're
Well,
demonic in nature.
with them coming up blurry whenever people take pictures, um, or fading in and out, obviously they're not flesh and blood if they're doing that, because flesh and blood would just show and stay. But they change right in front of you. So I don't know what the fight is about with them. Why they think that they could just walk up and shake a hand, you know?
Yeah. Let me see if I can get a close up of the video. All right. Okay. Here's a close up of it. Let me see. I can check it out yourselves. Here we go. Let me do a close up of it where it's opening and closing its mouth. Okay. Let me get it to the biggest. Can you see it?
Yep.
Here it is. It's opening and closing its mouth. I might have one more closer up than that. Let me go check if I can find the other one where it's opening. There you go. It opens and closes his mouth.
Yep.
It's got ears and it's got teeth. But the question about this, Sister Brenda, is this. Uh, Let me put y'all in the panel here. Yeah, the question about this is why? How would it have the capability to tell me to run? It's because it's something that's old, right? Whether
Yeah,
it's a shapeshifter skinwalker or whether it's a demon, it has the capability to speak a language or languages.
right.
So that literally told me to run.
Yeah, I heard it say run.
It's telling me to run, but at the same time it's hunting me because it's coming after me as I'm walking along the edge of the boat line, and it's saying to run. I guess it wants me to be afraid or something. So
Probably.
if I get scared because it's telling me to run, then it has the spiritual opening to attack. That's what I'm thinking. That's why I
Yep.
tell
Now, you
people.
hearing that, Abe? Are you hearing that audibly right in your ear, or is it far away? I mean, is it more of a distance? You know, the run away. I mean, like, where's it coming from? From that area, or are you hearing
No,
it?
no. In the other video, in the other presentation, where I'm walking up to that area where he's at is following me in the wood line, and it said several times run. And then when I go further up, it's right there following me on the edge of the. You can see it over the trees where it's following me
But is it right in your ear? Run, or is it
in the distance, like
okay? All
it's
right.
right there by the wood line.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to
That
know.
that, that the audio was able to capture it.
I
Sister
got
Brenda
you.
heard it.
Yep,
Yeah.
I heard it.
Yeah.
He was like, run. I would have said, talk louder.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
it's
there
a
was there was people that are still affiliated. They're going against certain people in the community, but they wanted to keep it that it's flesh and blood creatures. And when I brought the spiritual aspect of it, I mean, I'm capturing all kinds of things. I captured things that look physical and things that look spiritual. But when they started attacking me unseen, like invisible, that's when I knew I was dealing with the demonic force.
Right.
That's when I went into prayer and I started fighting through Jesus Christ. So yeah, people in the park where I live, they were like, probably stay away from that guy. That guy's got some issues or whatever. They just didn't understand what I was going through. The tags that I was going through wasn't just there at the park or in the woods. It was coming to my house at nighttime where I had dents all over the house, where something was pounding on the walls at nighttime. You hear running on top of my roof on the sheet metal. You hear something running on top of the roof. It
Wow.
would come urination on the sliding door and on the window on the door. It broke my door, the bolt lock and everything. So I was fighting for my household. They just didn't understand.
All
Yeah,
right.
nobody gives a shit if nothing is happening to them. They don't give a shit.
That's right.
They don't give a shit of your story, but so long as it's not happening to them, they don't. They don't give a shit. Once it happens to them, then they're like, "Oh shoot!" Then they want to say, "Oh, this is up." But yeah, I went through it. It just some people are too busy living their lives, right? That they don't want to know about this kind of things that are happening.
Right.
I was just trying to warn people when I lived there in Elms Grove because I would see them. I would see them come into the park at nighttime through the park to the mobile homes, and that was going in through the walls, literally going in through the walls. And I try to warn some of my neighbors. Then somebody put a complaint on me, and they told me, "Hey, you can't be telling them this. You're scaring them." I said, "Okay, I won't say nothing." Next thing you know, I lost one, two, three, four, five, six neighbors. They all
Wow.
had they all had something in common. They all died in their sleep. They were found dead in their beds, except one. One was found dead on the recliner. with a remote in their hand. Uh, some of these dark entities you can see in the shadow figure that passed.
Yeah,
So, those shadow figures, I believe they were like succubus, incubus. So they will go and drain the energy of the people. And a lot of these people that lived around me were elderly people. So they drained their life source. I think I lost 6 neighbors within 3 months.
that's bad. But that's actually a lot to lose in a short period of time, you know?
And
Hey,
what they all had in common is they died in their sleep, in their beds, in their sleep.
hey, Ab, I got a theory here. And Brenda, maybe you can chime in too. You know, in the Bible, I think because I've been looking. You know, when you guys are talking, I'm kind of trying to find some information so people can check it out for themselves. But I think it's in 1 Corinthians. There's a differentiation between spiritual meat and spiritual milk. Okay, so basically, you can kind of get the concept that Abe is bringing out the spiritual meat, which is heavy duty. You know, it's a lot to consume. It's something that it's heavier to digest. It's and you guys can but here's what I'm thinking about this, that these other shows, um, they're involved with spiritual milk, meaning like this is the easy, let's just say, the cryptids they're into this, it's a physical animal and it can be killed, but it's physical flesh and blood. So, but think about this. If you bring up the spiritual meat, guess what? It brings the Bible into these people that are doing the podcasts, whether they like it or not. It's gonna bring the Bible into it. So Abe, maybe it's that they don't believe in the Bible. They can't. They're caught in that, and they have a good show and everything. Don't get me wrong, but when you bring uh, the spiritual aspect that you do, like it's an invisible disincarnate entity or whatever, it can manifest and come in and come out, but that's what the Bible does. That's what the
Did
Bible
we lose
teaches.
Sister Brenda? Oh,
Yeah,
I don't see it.
I think she bugged out. But it brings the Bible into this whole show. So can you imagine these other shows if they brought the Bible into it, Abe? They might lose half of their subscribers, because they may not be believers, but they're going, that Bible, there's 100 Bibles that have been written, and and from what I'm hearing they don't talk about it on Fox News and MSNBC, and I don't want to go to these churches because they want money, blah blah blah, right? It's all this negative, stuff. But this what you're giving is spiritual meat, and that's why your person that you went to, he couldn't digest what you were giving him. He's used to drinking milk, the spiritual milk. Oh, this dogman, he can run real fast, and whatever, all
He
these.
just what he didn't understand, brother Scott,
Yeah,
is that I had proof. I had evidence.
yeah,
I shared my story to this guy out of confidence that he was gonna put it out there, so people can understand that there's these unseen forces that are attacking people. That's what I shared it with him, but he tried to flip the script on me, trying to make it seem that just flesh and blood creatures, of which
yeah.
in the show you could say where I say that they're demonic of nature. I still stick to that. But what he didn't know is that he, I wasn't just sharing a story. I had proof. That's what he didn't understand. And
Well,
if he would have done me right, then I would share all these videos that I got here. Uh, he would have had a plethora of this footage, but I choose not to now because how's that saying goes? It's kind of like he did me dirty. So he's got shows of people. They say they killed a dog man, but there's no proof because they have no picture, no body. That they shot a dog man, right? Did they claim that they shot? I mean, I'm not going to say they didn't shoot at something, but I know of what I dealt with that they're not flesh and blood, that they're DDN, disembodied demonic Nephilim. So you're not going to kill something that's in spirit already. There's no way. So when I hear people say that they killed the dog man, I call bullshit on that.
yeah,
Straight
yeah,
up.
but also,
Because I know they're not flesh
you
and
bring the
blood.
Bible, you bring the Bible up, Abe, and they want nothing to do with that. Don't go there, Abe. No. You know, because we're going to lose not half. I was thinking not half your subscribers. You might lose the whole show. You know, you bring that in.
It's like, and I got the proof, man. That's the thing. I got the proof.
Yeah. No, we don't want the proof. That's heavy meat, Abe. I can't. Oh no, I can't handle
I
it.
still got a video I got to debunk, Brother Scott, that I did earlier today when there was a thunderstorm out there. There was lightning and a thunderstorm. I want to do a test just to see if I captured anything when there's activity up in the air, like a thunderstorm, lightning, and stuff like that. In which I was out there. I got the video when I'm out there, and I did see certain things. Like, for example, I seen like a gust of wind, and it seemed like dirt on this road, but there's nothing but woods around. In which I don't know where this dirt came from, but it was pretty tall, and it passed right in front of me on the path. I need to debunk the video. I haven't debunked it yet.
Yeah, I watched a little bit. I was on there a little bit, but I had to go to the store and stuff. But yeah, you sent me that link. Yeah, I was watching you a little bit.
That's why when I hear stories of people say that they killed a dog man, they killed a Bigfoot. If you don't got no body, if you don't got no pictures, then to me it's just a story, a butcher story. Because if you don't got the bodies, I used to have pictures that I got rid of when I say that we body bag detail when I was in the military. People were trying to give me pictures of all that crap. I didn't want to deal with the pictures. There was some horrific pictures of war. Just put it that way. How people died, and I didn't want to do nothing with that. And I chose not to keep none of that. Right. But this guy said that they claimed that they killed a dog man. When I looked at it and I rebuked it in Jesus Christ and disappeared, because to me they're demonic. It's hard for me to believe that. I mean, I'm not going to say they didn't shoot at something, but when they said that they killed something, to me, of what I noticed that they're in spirit, you're not going to kill something that's a spirit. That's the book. There's nothing man-made that's going to kill something that's in spirit. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say that this guy did not see nothing, but when he claims that he killed something, and what I noticed that they're in spirit form or just in body form, there's no way. That's why I said, where's the body? Where's the picture? Yeah. Then the first thing that they run to and say, oh, the government came to pick it up, or other dogmen and other Bigfoots took the body. No, that's bullshit. Because I've killed a deer accidentally on the road. The deer remains there for days in the same spot.
Yeah.
Or actually somebody run over something. I said the body of whatever you kill is going to be there. So when they say that the government came, it's this bullcrap.
Well,
I don't believe none of the stories, honestly.
Here's the thing, Abe. We don't know this either. I started listening to stuff like 2015, all these shows. and almost every night I was like into this big heavily. But what if these shows that are very popular is they know about this fallen angel, and it could be that they're telling, and I've heard this particular host say, there's a line you don't cross, and you've heard that too from this particular host, I think. And he says there's a line you don't cross, because if you cross that line, this show will be off the air. Now, he said this particular host. Now, we don't know other people too that have these podcasts that have been told don't cross that line. What if that line is spiritual? Hey,
Well,
and
brother,
you cross.
well,
Here's the thing. I never
like me,
heard.
I'm not worried about it, and the reason they're not going to do nothing about it is right here, because they know where I've been. They know what I've done in the military. They know I'm a combat veteran. So they're not. If the government's the government, they're not going to mess with their own. They're not going to come try to mess with me.
Yeah.
And if they try to come mess with me, well, then they're going to know who Jesus Christ is. They're going to know who the Heavenly Father is. That's all I can say. Like many have that come up against me, they've known the hard way.
Like I said, I started.
I'll leave it at that. That's when you have faith, man.
Yeah.
You leave it all up to Jesus Christ. You leave anything up to Him. He's our protector, my avenger. So I'll leave it up to Him.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've run into the government. They try to do things to me, but I'm still here. So I know they'll it's like I'm not worried about them, because I place my faith and trust in Jesus Christ.
But
I don't
still,
worry about them or anybody.
Well, Abe, just to be courteous and entertaining the fact that a host or anybody else, because I never heard it since 2015, entertain the fact that it could be. I never heard of it until I came to your site. I never heard of it. That's 10 years, buddy. That's 10 years. I never heard it. At least entertain the thought of it and say, hey, I'll consider what you're saying. Any of these people, and there could be little.
I've been doing this since like around 2010, 2011, brother Scott Baker.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's been more than 10 years.
Uh-huh.
It's been almost 20 years. I was doing this works on Positive Spiritualist and on Light Worker Life Feeds of the World, Light Worker Life Feeds. The same things that I talk about right now, I've been talking on for years. It's just I didn't have the platform to be shared out of what I was talking about. But once I got on the YouTube and stuff, people start hearing about me, right? I did that show with This Was Our Haunted. People start hearing. But I've been doing this works for a while. It's just my regular Positive Spiritualist and got permanently deleted because they attacked me. These people that believe, that want to continue to believe that they're real, they attacked me, and they permanently deleted my Facebook account. So I prayed to the Heavenly Father, and I said, what should I do? I said, I'm sorry, Heavenly Father, I already know what I got to do. Rebuild. Luckily, I had all the pictures saved. I had an alternative account that I was still able to get into my account, and I had to rebuild, start from the scratch up. They kept on coming because they didn't want me to do this, because they wanted to imagine how many things a lot of groups or a lot of podcasts that they depend on, that all these things are supposed to be flesh and blood, vampires, you name anything, cryptids, vampires, werewolves. They're supposed to be flesh and blood creatures, right? That's what they depend on. To me, it's the opposite. To me, is more spiritual. But I never gave up. And until this day, there's still people come and try to attack spiritual encrypted encounters. You know, they come in here, try to interrupt my show in the chat, and they talk about this and talk about that. You know, because they don't want to awaken, they want to continue to be bonded. Or, I mean, for all I know, they might be high as a kite. You know, because of the things that they say sometimes. You know, and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but there's times when I have to boot out people because I respect the viewers of spiritual encrypted encounters, the ones that are true troopers, right, or true chosen ones. I respect them, and and for the ones that come in here with disrespect, if you're coming here with disrespect, I just boot you out because I don't need a person coming in here with negativity. And I've dealt with some, and I'll continue to deal with people coming here in a negative way. You come at me saying that you're going to hex me, you're going to do something like that, go for it. But just know that the Heavenly Father protects me. He's my protector and my avenger. And I don't accept any form of negativity. And whatever you try to do will come at you 7 times fold. And, that's spiritual warfare. 101
Yeah.
spiritual warfare.
Yeah. It's two things, the Bible and spiritual warfare. So when you converse with another channel or these other, sites that you had mentioned and, for a long time is, again, it's just, you go back to this Bible where I mentioned, I think it's 1 Corinthians such and such, just type it in, spiritual meat and spiritual milk. And kind of like look at those scriptures and then Abe is saying they have a mental block here. And really it's biblical. This is a biblical situation. And spiritual warfare is in the Bible. It's everywhere in the Bible. And the book is a supernatural book. It's a supernatural cryptid book. It's got cryptids, creatures, giants. It's full of all kinds of stuff in the Bible. So these people that are running these platforms is, it's almost like they're secular. They don't want nothing to do with the Bible, nothing to do with, try to mention Jesus Christ on these shows. We're going to change the subject. They don't even want to hear that. They don't want to hear the name.
They'll go to a commercial.
No, it's like, hey, let's say a prayer. You come to this site, let's say a prayer. Abe's like, okay, are you going to lead it? You say a prayer on these other ones, they're going like, you're done, And it's almost like it's a secular world out there, and these people are participating in the spiritual milk. But they don't want this, just like Jack was talking about yesterday and stuff, about all these instances, about your grandmother. And this stuff is spiritual meat. It's heavy. Oh, my gosh. This stuff is heavy, man. Heavy meat, man.
And there's people that do come into the chat that they belong to the other side of the balance because that's what they believe in. That's okay. I'm just here to tell you that I said a number yesterday. I believe the number was 177 that I said. I was saying certain numbers, but 177 was one that was said that I said that resonated the most. It was the last number was 177. That's what I told them, right? So I said, okay, let me see what this 177 is about. So I looked up the 177 number, and it talks about that there's let's see. Let's see. There's several things dealing with the number 177, within the Bible. For example, it says it mentions branches being broken off and grafted in. Uh, Something about the true righteousness is not just about outward appearances or rituals, but about believing in God, the last day, the angels, the scriptures, the prophets, and also includes giving charity, establishing prayer, something about paying tax and keeping promises. And it highlights the importance of faith and good. That 177, basically having your relationship with Jesus Christ. I think the other things was talking about repentance and asking God for forgiveness and stuff like that.
Yeah. You know, another thing, Abe, is we always talk some sort, every show on this show, it's not just spiritual, but there's some kind of, and I bring a little scripture stuff in it too, but there's always some kind of link or a word or a prayer or something in your show that has it draws people into going like, what does he mean about we'll say the Father's Prayer? Almost like everything that you're teaching, is making people, if they're listening or through word of mouth, it makes them. What is he talking about? It makes them go to the Bible. Where these other shows, it's zero. They're not going to say. They're not going to lead anybody to the Bible, And I mean, we're talking about the interdimensional spirituality and cryptid stuff, but it doesn't really sound like the Bible. But the references that we give, it and the hints that we get, and the stories about that spiritual meat, it pushes you to find out, like, you'll say it's the fallen angels. Well, somebody will type in Google fallen angels and it'll go to the book of Enoch or the Bible or something. So it's going to lead them to that. These other shows, they don't lead you anywhere. They lead you like into a box you can't get out of.
It's
So
a box, they're going to a box of debate,
Yeah. No, they're stuck. There's spiritual meat, spiritual milk. That's what they're stuck in. And they won't even entertain it, for God's sakes. That's ridiculous. It's shameful. It really is. I mean, it's a slap. It's a slap.
Me, brother, is I wouldn't wish what I went through in Elm Grove, the spiritual test that I went through in Elm Grove, the trials and tribulations. I wouldn't wish that upon my enemies at all.
Yeah, that's frightening.
Just because the unseen forces that came against me are demonic. I wouldn't wish that upon anybody.
No way.
Doesn't matter what genre you are, paranormal, cryptid, alien, whatever you believe in, I wouldn't wish that upon nobody. There's something that I went through.
Yeah.
And it was meant for me to go through it to understand, to have more understanding. Exactly. So I wouldn't wish that upon my enemies. That's the difference between me and the people that come up against me as my enemies. That they want to use the scripture to wish death upon me, but I wouldn't wish death upon them. That's the difference. And I'm still here doing spiritual encrypted encounters, going strong. Continue to do the spiritual works, the things that I love to do.
People like an overcomer. I mean, you're like super. I mean, we talk about these Superman and Batman and these characters. These fictional characters. But everybody wants a overcomer, and the guy that wins at the end. The true, I mean, of course, they'll never say, the true man of God or something like that. But, they want this hero, they want this overcomer to the adversary, whether it was a monster or cartoon, whatever it is. But that's kind of like, Abe, you went through that stuff. So you're like, you overcame it. So, you're teaching that. So people, he went through this and he's teaching us that this stuff is real. This stuff is real, folks. And I've
even gone up, during the spiritual battle, brothers and sisters, I've even gone up against family spiritually. Family. Not knowing that I went up against family as I was growing up, because the family that I was going up against was dabbling in other things. Imagine, when you're younger, you thinking that everybody's cool because they're family. Well, some of these people that were family was dabbling in other things, sending things my way. So even then, like my brother says, keep your eyes on me. I always kept my faith and believe in Jesus Christ. So that's how I was able to overcome so many trials and tribulations, and I continue to overcome them daily.
Yeah.
I don't try to focus on the bad things that people say about me anymore. I said, I'm not going to give them any kind of power. They're just irrelevant to me. I'm just going to continue to do the good works here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters.
Yeah. And, I listened to that episode last night again, in my car today, because I was listening how there was a battle going on, folks, if you didn't know that. Okay. And I'm not going to name who it was, but Abe he's trying to focus on that any kind of negativity that's coming, you have to focus on this positive love foundation. And I had to listen to that again because I was losing track on that last night. And I go, man. So I listened to the whole show again today before I had to do some extracurricular activity stuff. And I was listening how there was a battle going on, folks. If you didn't know that, there was a battle going on, and it was like, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm because when you're on the show, like I'm on this show, it's hard for me to really kind of focus on, because I'm looking at myself and kind of laughing at this dog nose and whatever. But to listen without watching anything and just listening, it's almost better. It's almost better that, but you see this, there was a conflict going on, and, there was doubt trying to be put on Abe last night. He wanted to get Abe to fall into this doubt just a little bit, and the Bible talks about this unleavened bread and leavened bread. It's like yeast. You put yeast in this bread, just a little bit, and it just destroys the whole loaf. Just read that up in the Bible. It's the same thing. Yeast is kind of like it's poison, just a little bit to get Abe, just doubting a little bit, just to say the wrong word. But Abe is like, he's got this wall, and it's like, well, let me tell you again. Let me tell you again. Let me tell you. He said that 4 or 5 times. Oh, Abe, you kept saying that. And I was laughing in the car going, oh my God, I never heard that last night. Not until today. Because I had to, like, something in my spirit said, you gotta, you missed it. You missed it last night. You didn't know what was going on.
I didn't know what was going on, but I knew what was going on.
I got the air conditioner on the car. I mean, I'm sitting in the car for 45 minutes, buddy, in the 115 degrees, waiting for this, for this music kind of gig thing going on. And I'm listening, and I'm hearing this battle going on. And, it's like, you were just like, it's like, you don't get it. Let me explain it again. Let me explain it. Yeah, I see you smiling. So, I just wanted to bring that up again because, folks, sometimes you do, if you don't understand like what's going on, listen, or even watch the comments too. Is go through the show again, listen to the comments, see what's going on with the comments, which I do, because I can't see the comment. I mean, I see the comments, but I can't do anything because I'm talking or whatever, listening. And but it's you know, if you don't understand something, you might have to watch the show again and listen to like the full context, because it's, again, spiritual meat. It's,
My brother did the same thing you did, Brother Scott, and he's telling me all these things. I said, brother, I know. Listen to what I was telling him.
Yeah.
I was just staying focused on what I had to do spiritually.
Yeah, but
you know,
Jack was bringing up, oh my God, Jack was bringing up so much cool stuff. I couldn't believe that either, what he was talking, because I was like, you know, I had my car, because I have, you know, Bluetooth, and I can hear better in the car. And, you know, and then I had to listen very closely to him too, of what he was saying, because there was a large storyline in last night. It was a big storyline, and folks, you have to go back and maybe listen to it again, because there's a lot.
There was that, and then there was people trying to come against us spiritually.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
Yeah.
And that's why we went to the number. We went from 7 times 4 all the way to 177. If you look it up, what 177 means biblically, it'll tell you. It's like the Heavenly Father was showing me this, and to let them know that, you know, that to have their relationship with them.
Yeah,
so that's what he's letting them know. The 177.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here to learn, folks. I mean, you know, he's the teacher. I'm just a student here. And you know, the more information and story that we get, that, you know, and wherever the Lord is going to take this show, and, you know, and bring it into something else. And, you know, we got to be prepared for that, because
if you didn't tune in, you should check it out, brothers and sisters. It was, I think it was Tuesday night. It was dealing with the brujitas. And I guess some people that are, I said that they're bonded and they're believing in other things. I don't know what path that they've been on, but they think they have some kind of power spiritually. So they decided to come in here and try to attack spiritually encrypted encounters. And they found out that what Matado says here, warrior, the chosen ones, is not my first rodeo. And I was telling them, don't do it. You don't want to wish bad towards me, because your fate will be just like everybody else's fate, you know, because Jesus Christ is my protector, my avenger. And as you can see, they're not here tonight, Brother Scott.
This is so serious, folks. I mean, you really have to get, you know, you got to really get very serious and get your antennas up. And if it's something you don't understand, you know, and again, start researching. You know, there's a lot of information out there. I don't even know. He's talking about, you know, using Spanish words and so forth. Like, I say to myself, what's that? So I gotta go online, because I'm kind of embarrassed to say, hey, what's that mean? You know, so I go online and look, you know, and then I have to do a little research. So again, it's the Lord, you know, can lead you, you know, getting a better understanding of the spiritual warfare that we're involved with. It's people could say, oh yeah, it's bigger than you think, Scott. It's bigger than you think. Hey, it's so big, it's bigger than you think. You know, that was one of the quotes. Well, okay, but let's see your proof. Let's see your proof, right? You know, Abe has got proof. Abe has got proof. Words, you know, words are useless unless you got the proof, you know. So it's kind of like, I mean, and everybody is, you know, everybody's learning on this channel. Everybody is learning, but God is bringing this, you know, he's bringing this, the scriptures, you know, into play, and he's just building, building this foundation, you know, block by block, information by information, then preparing us for something that you or everybody out there may need to be a teacher, a helper, a healer, a prophet, an evangelist, and to prepare people that don't know this, because they could go, they could go into shock. They could go into, and we're here to try to, teach them about, in the future, and that's what we're here. That's what I think I'm here for. I'm here to learn, because I never knew a lot of this stuff. So, I like to listen. I mean, last night was, it was, it was over the top last night. I mean,
Oh yeah,
wow.
spiritual warfare, and it's like, I think some of these people, they're affiliated, but if it's like this, if you have the audacity to say something bad about somebody, then you should be able to take what comes your way. If you say something bad about somebody, you want to dish out, you should be able to take it back, right? Somebody got something to tell, and then when they tell you straight up, you try to play victim, right? But you did wrong. At least admit to your wrong. But when you want to continue to play games, like somebody did something to you first, when you're the one that initiated things, then that's where the problem lies. Is
Yeah.
you gave a reaction, and you did an action, and a reaction came back at you, and you couldn't handle it. I'm talking to a certain individual. So you gather these people to come in your favor and try to come and disrupt the show and stuff like that, just because you couldn't handle the criticism that I gave you back. Uh, how they say it, suck it up, Buttercup. You know, and you don't have to watch the show, but you're not going to be coming into this show disrespecting the panel or disrespecting the viewers. Bottom line, I'm not having it. I don't care who you're affiliated with. I'm not having it. I'd rather do the show peacefully. Now, if you want to come in here, interrupt the show, act a fool, you're going to get booted out. And this is for the people that want to participate. The panel is always open. I can open the panel any given time. But if you don't got nothing nice to say about people, and you want to, I don't need you on the show. If you're a troublemaker and you want to start drama, that's not what the show is about.
I've noticed,
I try to help out people.
When you talk about this foundation, okay, and I've seen this on the show. I've been on the show and I've seen it, other people coming on, is when this love foundation, when you start talking about this, information comes in. Have you noticed that, Abe? It comes into your head and you'll start talking, and then one thing leads to the next. Have you noticed that? When it's in this love foundation frequency, have you noticed that, Abe? Because I whether it's Brenda or these other people that are on, and we're all kind of in this love foundation mode, and how this show, it'll start out, like I always say, man, how's this show going to start out? What's going to happen every night? I say to myself, what's going to happen here? And I always try to, in my head, I always use, I always think of the Holy Spirit, to lead the way, and I would do that. I have a hobby of music, and I would ask the Holy Spirit, could you have me meet people, or what am I supposed to do tonight? And then, and I would prepare myself before I would do these things, and they would happen. Not all the time, but it was 100% confirmation that, so this invisible love foundation that you call it, which I think is great. That's better. That's even better, because, love destroys, all this negativity, whatever. People get off the tangent or whatever, but it's kind of like this love foundation, that whole word, and you keep going over and over, like just to reinforce it every time, very gentle, and I don't know if people have noticed, but they're all of a sudden, I don't know if it's angels or who it is that comes in and starts, orchestrating this show. Da 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 da. There's some conductor going on behind the scenes. Have you noticed that, Abe? At times, there's no doubt about it.
The Heavenly Father's always here. The heavenly angels always here for protection.
Yeah, but I mean, orchestrating.
Yeah.
Wow, I mean, it's
all about the spirit. It's all about the heavenly foundation, the faith and belief in Jesus Christ. Of course, the love is nothing without Jesus Christ. It's got to be you got this heavenly love foundation through Jesus Christ, and you got this fake love of the woke love. That's not because they don't believe in Jesus Christ, so it's not real love. The real love has to be through Jesus Christ. He's the Lord and Savior.
I think they call that
heal, they can bless, they can do miracles, they can do a lot of
love. AGAPE, agape love. I think it's something to do. Like, again, this gal that I knew, she was into the spiritual warfare, and I was like, whatever, I mean, I wasn't really interested in it that much, but she was. And but I look back on those days that, wow, she knew a lot more than I wish I could have understood more of what she was trying to say to me and different stuff like that. So, everybody's got a gift, and but yeah.
I'm thinking we're gonna call it early tonight at 3 hours will be a good. So like that, it gives people. I don't know if I do a video of 5 hours, 6 hours, that they're gonna go there and tune in, because there's a lot of hours of footage. But I think tonight will be a good 3 hours.
Yeah.
And tomorrow is open mic night again for those that want to tune in. Tomorrow or tonight is open mic night again.
Okay, well, thank you, Abe. Appreciate your show, and everyone that comes on and participates. Don't be afraid, people, that come on and share your story, because you're just adding, a heartfelt story, and it's something that, if you're led to do it, because the Holy Spirit will lead you to do it, and God's in control, like Abe's saying, He's in control of the show and everything.
And
so
for whoever comes here that thinks I'm your enemy, I'm not your enemy. I'm your brother in Christ. I'm just trying to help you out spiritually, whatever you're going through. It's the negative attachment or the unseen forces that are around you that's making you think I'm your enemy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you probably see this. Oh, he's a combat veteran, which I am, but this is not what makes me. It's Jesus Christ is who makes me who I am. The trials and tribulations that I've been through makes me who I am. There's. Let me see. I got another little. I'm gonna do a Scott Baker. Before I go here.
Oh no! Please no. Are we gonna?
I got pretty cool one.
We're gonna have a dog fight. Yeah, I like that one. Oh yeah. I like that. Yeah. Look at those teeth.
Yeah.
Red eyes. Yeah.
There it is.
All right. Well, let's sign off, I guess, Abe. So I'm going to sign off. Thank you, everyone, and I'll give you a howl. See you tomorrow.
Good night, Brother Scott. God bless you. But in saying that, brothers and sisters, I want to say thank you to everybody that tunes in to Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. I do have some footage. Some footage. I did a video as an experiment. There was a bad thunderstorm. There was lightning thunder, and I was out there. I even got wet on the way out of there. I think I might have captured something, but I need to debunk the video. I will debunk the video, and if I catch any footage from that, I will share that later on tonight. Thank you to the moderators for doing an awesome job. Sister Nellie Turner, thank you for the info on that certain individual. That he's somebody with a fake account. Thank you to everybody. We'll get the Real Wino, Rain, Madeline. He said, I don't guess nothing against nobody, but you know, if people get offended because I talk about certain things of the topics, you know, because it's going against what you believe in and all that, you know, I'm just talking about what I've experienced, what I've gone through in my life. You know, when I talk about the dark witches and all that, it's because it's real life events that I went through. So if I'm talking bad about that, well, I'm sorry, but I stand with Jesus Christ. And I don't have to be sorry because I stand with Jesus Christ then, and I stand with Jesus Christ now. He's my Lord and Savior, my protector, my avenger. And I am who I am. You know, I have, like I said, I have nothing against nobody. But in saying that, hope everybody enjoyed the show. Good night, everybody. God bless you. Love, light, and blessings to you and your families. Always remember to maintain the Heavenly Love Foundation. And tell your loved ones I love you. Let the light, the heavenly love shine through you to make a difference in situations and in people's lives. Saying that, good night. God bless y'all. And peace out from Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Soren Sia signing off. And Brother Ape Sia signing off. Everybody have a